Hi lovely people, it's Rachel and it's been a while, hasn't it? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to you if you're a new viewer. This is the first video of 2018 and I'm starting with my planner lineup. And I had to put them out like this because don't they just look beautiful together? So I'm going to talk you through in this video as an overview of each of these planners or devices and how I'm using them. This is going to be then followed by some more in-depth videos on a couple of these. So from left to right we have an Erin Condren vertical colourful life planner. Yes, I have gone back to where I began. A Leuchtterm A5 dot grid bullet journal in a Woodland Cottage farm cover. My iPhone. I will explain more about how that comes into play in a little while. Spek personal size, I think they call it the standard, and my Foxy Fix number 4. So, left to right or right to left? Let's actually start here. We'll go right to left. I'm just going to move these beauties out of the way. And I've been on a bit of a journey in the last month or so around what I was going to do for 2018, how I was going to plan and exactly what I needed in my setup. And I've watched so many videos and so I hope that if you're in that same position that this might help you too. So I bought this colourful life planner last year at release. It was an 18-month. I've ripped out last year's pages because I'm not using them, so I've got a nice big coil on here. And this is the vertical layout. So it has some sticky notes up front, and the whole purpose of this is going to be kind of my year at a glance, my week at a glance, looking back over kind of what I've done that year. This is going to be my almost yearbook. And when I look back at my Erin Condrens, that's what I loved about them, is that it was my year in one place, okay? So this is going to be, rather than goal setting in here, this is actually going to be what I've done. And so I've used my some of the headers from my own shop's goal setting kit, and I'm just going to put down in there at the end of each month or each week or whenever it occurs to me, but certainly monthly, I'm going to pop in just some little highlights or points that have happened in these areas. My monthly view is just going to be a basic overview. In January I decided to use a kit from Lean at LinousPots and I think that's absolutely gorgeous. And then it's going to become a bit of a memory planning and keeping sort of effort really. Again, I used some of Lean stickers for this week because I had them from last year and just really love them. I mean, who doesn't want a hedgehog enjoying a hot chocolate or a coffee in their planner? So my aim with this is to keep it fairly simple and is to leave at least one box free every day so I can then use my little Polaroid zip printer to print out a photo for that day. And I'm just going to keep it really simple. There's not going to be much in the way of to-dos. You know, I've got some there, but that's it. There's just going to be little moments of the week, little things to look back on. And yeah, and so far I really like the simplicity of it. That is literally, apart from sticking down the February ones again from Lean because I had them and thought they were gorgeous, that is all I've done in here. I did round the corners because I like rounded corners, but that's it. So that is going to be my Erin Condren. So you may not see very much of that on this channel now. If I do sort of some demonstration plan with me's to show you any of my own kits or stickers, then they are unlikely to be in here. Well, that's the plan. But I mean, come on, who am I kidding? Next up is I'm going to talk about my other main planner for this year. It is this beautiful Spek planner, and let me just show you how stuffed this thing is. So these are 30mm rings. It is beautifully flexible. Can you see how flexible this is? It is so floppy. and this is basically housing everything Cocoa Daisy, plus some printables, plus some other bits and bobs. This is basically the kind of the activity hub, if you will, of my daily planner life. So I'm going to just give you a rough overview of what's in here. I will do a more in-depth video of it and how I'm actually using a slightly adapted version of getting things done, the GTD method, in here. First up, just to point out at the side, I've actually got my Daisy Dory. This is the personal size Dory, which I use for my personal journaling, you know, diary, kind of faith journaling and things like that. I then have an inbox section right up front and a little planning routine. Then we come into a goals and review section. I then have my main calendars. So this only arrived today, I need to do some filling in on that, but it's going to be my year at a glance. I have some yearly trackers. I have my current month in my Cocoa Daisy inserts, a January business calendar and trackers, and then I've got my week on one page with goal tracking on the back and daily pages. We then come into next actions, which again, if you know about getting things done, you'll understand that reference and I will explain what that is. We have projects and we have ideas, which in GTD would be the someday maybe lists. And then we have a notes section as well. And I've used some various things just to separate it out. And then right at the back, I've got some stickery bits. I've got some little note cards. One of them's gone in the wrong place, but never mind. And then, yeah, that's it. A couple of pens, pen and a highlighter. And that is kind of my everyday on-the-go planner. This literally goes with me from room to room in the house because of how the system is working for me. Love. Right, phone. The reason that I am including my phone in this, and can we just have a moment to go, ooh, it's a donut and it's so, so sparkly. It's my new case, love it. Is because I have turned into somebody who texts themselves. I text myself things that I need to remind myself of, put on my inbox and my next actions lists. Yeah, and I always have my phone with me. I don't always have this with me, like, you know, stood on the playground at school when I think of something. Phone I do always have with me. So this is going to form part of my planner lineup. Next up is a very specific purpose one. It's my Foxy Fix number 4. This is the colour Cupcake and it's the sugar leather. And I haven't quite finished decorating this one. I've got something very, very lovely coming next week and I want to use some of that to decorate this and set up. But this is my crochet and knitting notes planner. So I've got notes in here about like my basic sock pattern. I have notes about the blanket I'm making at the moment, the colour order. I have notes about the gloves that I've been making for my dad, just jotted the pattern down. So that's what that is. And there's another notebook in there which has some, I think it's got some church notes in, but in all honesty, it's kind of there to provide a bit of extra body weight, whatever, to the planner, because my church notes are actually now going in my Dory, or are they? I still need to figure that out, I've just realised, because I did have a plan for that and now the way I've set up the Dory I can't do that. Hold that thought. So that is my Foxy Fix number 4. Again, you'll notice that there's a bit of consistency in that I'm trying to stick with personal size for the sort of Foxy Fix and ring bound stuff so that it all works together. Finally is my A5 Leuchtterm 1917 notebook. This cover is from Woodland Cottage Farm. How gorgeous is it? They do them in all sorts of different sizes. And so in here, I've only just really started messing around with this. I've just noticed that my butterfly paperclip, which I was sent by a very, very, very lovely person, has actually scratched the cover, so that's rather disappointing. Butterfly paperclip is going to have to go somewhere else because I don't want to scratch cover. it can go there. I'll probably use it for my current page actually. So this, I believe the colour of this is berry, which I thought matched this beautifully. I had hot pink last year, that was also nice. And in here I have just started setting up, I've popped in a Cocoa Daisy little adhesive pocket where I'll just slip some sticker samplers in. That's got personal information in. Then we get into the contents, and yes, bullet journal, meant to be pen and paper. Me, I like stickers and washi tape, so that's going in as well. And you may have seen my post on Instagram. I did a pen swatch page, because you've got to do that. And then I've just got, this is basically going to be anything, notes that I make to do with any projects that need planning and I need space to actually write the notes, and the details and information about them are going to go in here. Any things like these kind of collections will go in here, and I'm going to implement a little highlighter system for the sides or the top of the page. Not quite figured that out yet, to kind of categorise it, because I'd like to be able to flick through and find, for example, all of my ideas for new releases in one place. I tend to have them flitting around, and I do tend to make a list each month, so I'd like to just be able to flick through and go, oh right, that's there. And yeah, what is it about a new notebook that is just so inviting? So yeah, so I have done a few more things there, but as I say, it's more for business planning, so I'm not going to share those with you just yet. You will have to wait and see what comes. So there we are. That is my planner lineup in all its glory. Let's put it out again because it just looks so pretty. So Erin Condren vertical for memory keeping, my bullet journal for things that I need a space to write more about. Which is why I say it's kind of a pseudo bullet journal really. Phone for on the go reminders, messaging myself with things. Personal Spek, and it's called a Touch Me, and it just it invites it. And look which one I match my nail varnish to. With all things Cocoa Daisy and a few other things. Again, there will be a much more detailed video on that coming. And my number 4 Foxy Fix for my knitting and crochet related things, and most likely my church sermon notes as well, because yeah, I kind of haven't made space anywhere else for them. So there we are. That is my 2018 planner lineup. This is my squad, I believe is the term. What are you guys using for 2018, 2018? Did we say 2018 or 2018? I don't know. Either sounds okay. But yeah, what are you using? Tell me. Are you able to get everything in one planner? In which case I bow down to you, because that's just amazing. Are you a one planner and a notebook, or do you, like me, want to use all the planners all of the time with all of the things? Love to know. In the meantime, I shall say goodbye for now, lovely people, and I will try and leave some links down below to things that I've mentioned in this video. Take care now. Bye.